Hello everyone, this is darkfireslide, and welcome to the first episode of what I'm going to call Dark Talks, which really is just me rambling on a bit, but also going over some important news for the channel, which I feel I really need to give, given the recent circumstances that have been going on my channel. I adjusted the mic volume because a lot of people were complaining that it wasn't loud enough, so I found a way to adjust my mic level, because my mic is crap, basically, and it should be a lot better now. So let me know if it is, or if I need to keep raising it. So the first thing I want to talk about is, holy cow, I have like almost 11,000 views on my EU4 Revolution tutorial, and that's incredible. I am super stoked about that. I don't even know where to begin on like how excited I am. You know, I made that video back in November of last year, and I really didn't think anything, like much of anything was going to come from it. I didn't think it was going to be like as big of a deal as it was. But yeah, I've got like a ton of views. Like I've got as many views on that video as some of the bigger EU4 YouTubers slash streamers have like on, oh God, like on their actual like normal Let's Plays. Now that may just be more because it's a very like useful video that nobody really talked about, and you know, thus it's very useful. But I was really surprised when I made my top 10 video, and I saw that it got like a couple thousand views within like a few days, and that's like super encouraging. That's really exciting to me. It definitely makes me excited to like make content again and to make videos and upload those. So, in particular, I really want to give a shout out to a certain person who made a comment. Goes by the username of Oil Bucket. Really said some very encouraging words to me while I was, in a comment on the Revolution tutorial on the top 10 HRE nations, and you know, things like that really inspire me to be like, wow, you know, my content is actually, you know, good. Like all the worries I've had about like the quality of the content I've made is, you know, kind of dissipate a little bit when, you know, people say kind things. And I want to thank everybody else who said really encouraging words like that about my content and wants to see more. So, you know, thank you guys very much. You guys are the best. Which brings me to my next subject that I kind of need to talk about, because a lot of you have noticed that I upload rather infrequently, and there is a reason for it. It's not just that like I don't have like the motivation to do it. It's part of it is that I am not in the best of situations to be doing like uploads and stuff like that. And exactly what I mean by that is, well, first of all, I live in a room that has no insulation, which means that it gets very hot. It's, you know, it's summer, it gets very hot in here. I have a window-mounted air conditioning unit, but, I mean, it's getting, like, to, like, 90, 100 degrees outside. It is super humid where I am, and that makes for a lot of problems when trying to record videos. My PC, first of all, like, even if I wasn't complaining about the heat, if I turn the AC off, which I need to for videos because, you know, it makes it it's very distracting. It's this very loud noise in the background. You know, if if I record while that's going on, that's gonna make problems. But apart from that, the heat would, you know, really affects my PC, and I don't have the best of PCs. I got a 670 GTX with 8 gig of RAM and an older i5 processor, which is not bad. Like really, it's not bad. It's fine for just gaming, but I found as time has passed that it does make it hard to record sometimes. Of course, doing games like EU4, less of a problem than you know, doing a game like this that I'm playing right now that, you know, looks a lot better. Although, to be fair, this game is fairly well optimized in my experience. I'm in a bad position here. So yeah, there's some issues with that. But hopefully that's not the case forever. And if I manage to make it out of this place, then I can move on and get a better situation set up. Um, and as a result of all the recent hubbub on my channel, I'm really excited to make content again, and I'm exploring various avenues of how I can do that. I would love to be able to stream because I feel like the Let's Play format works a lot better in that format. Like it works a lot better when you're streaming, when you're live, when you can actually talk to people while you're doing things. Because one problem I have is because my upload speed is so low, I tend to make a lot of episodes for a Let's Play at a time, and there's no way to really interact with viewers when I do that. Just because like the upload speed is so slow, but I've already got a huge like backlog already. So by the time people comment, it's like, well, what's the point? On the other hand, like I could record, I could record slower, just record a video at a time and upload it, wait for that to happen, and then work with that, and just really take my time with a series, and that way I'm able to interact with you guys, because that's the whole point of YouTube and stuff like that is to inform and to entertain an audience. Like I'm not playing a game just to show off like how good I am. I'm not playing a game just to show how look at me, I'm using these wicked exploits. Like I'm not really one of those kinds of people. I like to play games rather legitimately. So yeah, I would love to do a Let's Play, but situations make things a little bit interesting as far as that goes. Yeah, so the other part of me not wanting to upload much is just the issue. I don't know how to properly video edit. Like I'll come out and say that straight up. I don't know how to properly section videos and cut and make different parts, add effects and stuff like that. I imagine it's not really that hard, but I haven't really had a chance to do it because I've been very busy, for the past couple years with school and with a job, both of which make it rather difficult to actually do this, especially when it's for free. And back when I first started doing it, I wasn't really getting any views, so I didn't really have any fan motivation to just keep chugging on. And I mean, really, it is, and that can sound like just a lazy excuse. I get that, but really, it was very discouraging for me at first. Just seeing that hey, nobody's watching my videos, and at first I told myself hey, it's not that big of a deal. You're new, and it's a very big pond that you're trying to get into. And but I find that I just woke up, so I'm a little I'm stumbling a little bit over my words. I probably sound a little groggy too, actually. But I found that working with in that condition where I'm not getting very many views was very discouraging for me, and it was very hard to actually motivate myself to make more videos, especially like when I'm just doing a Let's Play where nobody is watching and I'm just making all this content and nobody is paying any attention. It's difficult, It was difficult for me. So that being said, because of the the recent change in how much popularity this channel has, and how many views I'm getting, how many subscribers I've gotten. I'm already I went from 30 to almost 100 subscribers in the last month. And that's really incredible. So I'm hoping next week I finally managed to get it with my job that I'm not working as much because I have school coming up again. But there's going to be a few weeks where I'm not really doing much during the week. So my plan is actually to learn how to actually video edit and just use Windows Movie Maker and just learn how to make videos, and like I'm kind of ashamed to admit it, right? Like who you know, how could I upload videos without actually doing that? And the answer is I'm just using Bandicam, and I record and I just do everything live. It's almost like it's more like I'm streaming everything I do rather than actually editing videos, and that's really like working as a disadvantage to me, I think, because I think I could make my videos a lot better if I actually did editing. So yeah, speaking of which, I already have another top 10 for EU4 in the works. So if you really enjoyed the top 10 HRE nations, I have a bit more of an interesting, a more interesting top 10 coming up. And it is going to be the top 10 player-played nations. And what exactly I mean by that is the top 10 nations where, you know, like when you play as them, they tend to do really well, but when the AI plays as them, they're just not very good at all. So I think that'll be a really interesting top 10. And I'm looking forward to making it. I've already got the script mostly done. And so all that's really left to do is kind of record it, you know? And that'll be great, especially if I take time to learn how to video edit and you know, get it uploaded that way. But I want to ask, though, what would you guys like to see? You know, those of you on the channel, would you like to see me do a Let's Play of a game? You know, I have like almost all the Paradox Grand Strategy games. I can play most of them. Like not all of them, most of them. Especially like the newer ones. Like I have Victoria 2, I have Crusader Kings 2, even though I suck at it. Of course I have EU4, most of the expansions. I have Hearts of Iron 4, I have Stellaris. I'm kind of hesitant about doing Hearts of Iron 4 if I'm being 100% honest, just because I don't feel like it's finished yet, and I get very bored with the setting very quickly. Like even though I love like this, even the game I'm playing right now is like obviously it's like a tank game, and I love. I'm a terrible driver. I love I love World War II and all all associated media and stuff like that. But right now I just don't feel that it is as interesting to play Hearts of Iron 4 as the kinds of nations I like to play in grand strategy games, which are like minors basically. It's not as interesting to play those yet as it is to play the major powers, just because of the way that some of the game mechanics work and all that. So, that being said, yeah, what would you guys like to see out of me? Like obviously I have this game. I play a lot of like historical based games. The more astute of you or observant of you may have noticed that my my channel art actually is from Shogun 2 Total War, which is a game I really love. I really love Medieval 2 Total War. Not a fan of the newer Total Wars. Definitely more one of those people who thinks that the series has gone downhill since it began. So, if you'd like to see if you're interested in Total War, I could do like a Total War Let's Play. Definitely like Medieval 2 I'd be on board with doing. Actually, Shogun 2 I would definitely be willing to play as well. Like, maybe I have Fall of the Samurai and just standard Shogun 2. And I'd be, happy to play both of those, really. I'd also be happy to do, like, EU4 requests, for nations. I am not like the greatest EU4 player ever. I've only got about 700 hours in the game. I've made nations like the Balkans work. I've made Georgia work once. That was rough. So if I do a harder nation like that, it may take me a couple tries. But if that's something you're interested in, then I'm happy to deliver on that. Basically. So yeah. That's more or less the most of the news that I wanted to get out of the way. So now I really want to talk about well, first of all, the game I'm playing. This game is called Armored Warfare, which is a very generic term, but it's not wrong. It's definitely got armored vehicles, and it's definitely representing warfare. It's a game very similar to the game World of Tanks, if you've played it or heard of it. If you haven't heard of this game, which is possible because this game's player base is kind of dwindling, I think. I don't know if that's because of advertising or because people don't think it's very good, but But yeah, so I've been playing a lot of this lately, and I really enjoy this game. Actually, like there was a recent update that fixed some of the more mechanical things in the game. Um, Namely, there was an issue with like when you would shoot, there would be a delay, and like obviously that's a problem. Um, so yeah, I've really been enjoying this lately. It's free to play, it's a lot of fun. I think, especially like once you get to these like middle tier things, and if you have played World of Tanks, one thing that's really cool about it, apart from like the fact that like all the different tank classes actually work a different way than one another, the other part that's really cool about it to me is that it has PvE, which is great because I tend to get very frustrated by when my teammates are bad, and some people are like, oh well, you just deal with that, and I'm just like, if I have the option of being able to carry a team by myself versus having to just like let my team do it for me, I'd rather carry the team myself, right? Like I'd rather take the responsibility into my own hands, which is actually a big reason why I love strategy games. So yeah, I've been enjoying this game lately, and if I ever if I get around to streaming, which I want to, I would love to stream this game from time to time just because I like it so much. Especially because playing the PvE aspect of it makes it easier to interact with you guys, which I really like. And I'm recording this live, so the part of the reason I chose it's not relaxing per se, but it is very so it's like gets me in the zone, a little bit of zen, if that makes sense. But yeah, so the last thing I want to talk about today. It has to do with my Revolution video, the video that's gotten me all this recent acclaim and whatnot. There was a very simple question posed by somebody, which was it was very early on, actually, like in the early stage of when I was starting to get a little bit of popularity. Somebody asked, hey, how do I change my tag back to revolutionary, back to just normal France? He didn't specify when he was talking about it that he was talking about the extended timeline mod. But I realized that this very quickly turned into just like this really vicious argument between people about how the mechanics worked, and people were just like ragging each other about like really what I felt was really just basic shit. And I know, don't feed the trolls, but I feel like the people in that comment were just genuinely arguing with each other. I didn't get the impression that it was a very troll spirited thing. I think people were just genuinely yelling at each other, and like I see that, and on the one hand, I am happy that like I have so much like attention, if only because of like that bad comment chain. At the same time, I'm also like really like sad about it. I see that, and I see that people, rather than just answering a simple question about the subject, which I eventually like kind of I thought about it because I didn't really know how to like answer this guy's question at first. And so I had to kind of think about it, and when I did think about it, I gave a reply like yesterday, because I finally I kind of figured it out, I figured out something that was like, oh well, that could work. And so I posted that in the comment if the person who had the original question about France hasn't seen it yet. So, but yeah, it just makes me really sad. Because I feel like I want to foster an environment where we help each other and we make each other better players. And I don't want to have like a really hateful environment. I like joking. I'm a very sarcastic person actually, and a little bit a bit cynical too. But I don't think being mean to other people is the right move. I think that informing people without sounding like an elitist or being an elitist about games is a really good way to encourage other people to play the game. If you want to make, people better at the game, just teach them to be better players rather than, you know, rather than yelling at them and telling them they suck and, you know, that they're not going to amount to anything. And I know that's just the nature of comments and the internet in general, but yeah, it made me really sad to see that. So I'm hoping in the future that I can foster like a better environment where, you know, maybe people aren't gonna be so mean towards each other just over, you know, a tag change in EU4 of all things. So yeah, that's that. You know, that's all I really wanted to talk about today. I'm gonna go ahead and finish this match. You know, if you want to keep watching. But thank you very much for joining me, and I hope I'll see you guys on the next one. You know, I'm really excited about this. All right, let's see. So I'm actually a bit of a veteran of games like these. I have like 11,000 matches in World of Tanks. I have about 500 hours in War Thunder. Not all ground forces. In fact, it's probably mostly air forces in War Thunder. How did that bounce? Okay. But yeah, all right. That'll do it for the video. I'll catch you next time.